Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're going to unpack the fascinating top-down organizational blueprint of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. We'll be looking at exactly how a single central headquarters manages to coordinate millions of people, institutions, and missions literally all over the globe.
We're kicking things off with a pretty massive question. How exactly does a church with more than 23 million members organize itself globally? I mean, when you're dealing with folks in practically every country on Earth, you really can't just rely on a loose network, right? You need a meticulously designed system.
So here is our roadmap for today. We'll cover the massive global network, the General Conference headquarters, the structural flowchart, the 13 world divisions, departments, and daily operations, and finally, how they preserve worldwide unity.
Part 1. A massive global network. Understanding the scale.
To really put that opening question into perspective, recent data confirms a staggering global membership of more than 23 million people in 2023. Just pause and think about the sheer logistical weight of that for a second. That's a population larger than a lot of actual countries, all operating under one unified umbrella.
And this structure didn't just pop up overnight. It all started with the church's founding way back in 1863. Watching an organization scale up from its mid-19th century roots into this massive 21st century global powerhouse, well, that requires a seriously resilient administrative framework.
Section 2. The General Conference Headquarters, the Central Hub.
Located in Silver Spring, Maryland, the General Conference, or the GC, is the absolute highest administrative level of the church. Think of it as the central nervous system. It oversees global governance and missionary work, and it coordinates what is actually one of the largest Protestant networks of schools and hospitals in the entire world.
Now, leading this massive global operation is a very focused executive team. You've got the president, Urton C. Kohler, who provides both spiritual and administrative leadership. He's supported by a cabinet of key assistants and 7 general vice presidents, who are all tasked with handling these vast global operations.
Section 3. The structural flowchart, connecting the members. Okay, so how does an everyday local member actually connect to that top leadership? It follows a highly organized, upward reporting flowchart. First, local congregations report to conferences, which you can kind of think of like individual states. Those conferences then organize into larger unions, which act like broad geographic regions. Next, the unions report up to the world divisions. And finally, those divisions report directly back to the General Conference leadership in Maryland. It is a clear chain of representative governance at literally every single level.
Section 4. 13 world divisions, the global reach.
Branching out from the top of that flowchart, the globe is carved up into 13 geographic divisions, plus a few attached fields. Just look at the massive geographic spread here. We're talking East Central Africa, the Inter-American Division, stretching all the way across to Trans-European and the Southern Asia-Pacific. By dividing the world into these manageable territories, the GC can tailor its administrative support while making sure everyone stays completely aligned.
Section 5. Departments and daily operations, the mechanics.
Down at the foundational level of daily operations, the church uses specific departments to tackle highly specialized undertakings. For instance, education and health ministries manage thousands of schools and a vast global healthcare system. It's a highly departmentalized approach, which ensures they have real expert focus on every single facet of their global influence.
On top of that, there are dedicated departments providing targeted operational support to specific demographics. So, they have distinct ministries for children, youth, women, and families, right alongside Sabbath school and stewardship ministries. This is essentially how a global giant fosters intimate spiritual growth across all ages. They literally have a department engineered to support you, no matter what stage of life you're in. But it's not just internal spiritual growth. The General Conference directly supervises huge global programs like ADRA, that's the Adventist Development and Relief Agency, as well as the Adventist Mission Office. This is really where the church flexes its logistical muscle, integrating their faith with crucial, on-the-ground community service and crisis relief all over the world.
Section 6. Preserving worldwide unity, the governance cycle. So how do they maintain worldwide unity with so many moving parts? Well, there's a really brilliant rhythm to their governance cycle. On one side, you have the GC session. This is a massive gathering held every 5 years to elect officers and officially vote on core policies and doctrinal statements. Then, to bridge the gap between those 5-year milestones, you have the General Conference Executive Committee. Composed of leaders from all those world divisions, they meet annually to make the more agile, year-to-year policy decisions. Ultimately, this central coordinating body
through all its publications, statements, and global initiatives, shapes the theological and humanitarian identity of the entire Church. They ensure strict unity of belief among a hugely diverse global membership, all while guiding their core mission of, as they say, proclaiming the everlasting gospel across countless cultures and regions.
Which leaves us with a really fascinating final thought to ponder today. How does maintaining such a strict, highly structured, top-down global machine actually empower individual human connections at the local level? We usually think of massive bureaucracies as totally disconnected, right? But in this specific blueprint, that organized top-down structure is exactly what funds the local hospital, builds the community school, and organizes global relief. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep asking the big questions.